National Public Gardens Day, which falls on the Friday before Mother's Day today, is a day to get out and enjoy and get inspired by your city's public gardens. Today you can learn how to capture the beauty of our country's 500 public gardens right in your own backyard. Gardener Guy Paul James is at the US Botanic Garden in Washington, D.C. with simple and inexpensive ways to get your garden growing. Hi there, Paul. I know you're in D.C., but can you tell us more about local public gardens in New Mexico?
Well, today's a big day actually in Albuquerque because at the biopark, Mayor Barry, hats off to him, is proclaiming this National Public Gardens Day. And I want to thank him for that.
All right, I do too. Now, how can we adapt the natural beauty in public gardens to our yards at home? How do we do that?
It's pretty simple. Just take a tour of a public garden in your area, and there you will discover plants that are well adapted to growing in your area. They may be indigenous or native plants. They may be imported plants as well. But you can pretty much assume that the plants that are growing in the public garden outdoors are well adapted to your own backyard. So just take a stroll, take a notebook with you, take a smartphone and snap pictures, and then you can head to your local retailer and get the plants that you really fell in love with on your tour.
Wow, that's exciting to hear, because you go into the botanic gardens, you go into the local gardens around, and it's always so beautiful, and that you can make that happen in your own home or in your own backyard. That's a really neat thing, because I guess you're seeing the stuff that will grow there. Now, what are some of the ideas for simple outdoor improvements that can make a huge impact?
Probably one of the simplest and easiest is mulch. And in an environment like Albuquerque, mulch is so important because it helps conserve soil moisture. Now, it's also decorative as well, and that's just a plus. But a nice thick layer of an organic mulch, shredded wood products are very popular. You can help control soil moisture, minimize weeds, keep those soil temperatures nice and stable, which is good for not just plants, but all the organisms that are in the soil. So that really is probably the simplest and easiest. Another one that you should consider in your area in particular would be drip irrigation, so that you're conserving moisture and you're only providing it where it's needed, that is at the root zone of plants, and not just watering everything in sight.
Okay, so make sure you have that focused, I guess more of a focused irrigation system.
Right, right.
Now, how do we keep from getting overwhelmed and buying the entire nursery?
Well, that's tough, but just focus on an area. Let's say you tour a private garden, or a public garden, I'm sorry, and you see a spot that's similar to something that you have in your own yard. Again, take some pictures. Take pictures not only of the plant, but of the plant tag, which will show the common name and the botanical name, so that you can then go to your nursery and say, I saw this growing at the biopark and I want this in my own backyard. How will it do? And that way you'll make that connection so that the retailer can help you make good selections.
Okay. Now, what is exactly National Public Gardens Day?
It's a day that it's born out of a relationship between Rainbird and the American Public Gardens Association. And it's simple enough. Just we're trying to increase awareness of public gardens so that people can discover all they have to offer. And it's unbelievable to me how in some cases I'll talk to people in an urban setting and they don't even realize that within 5 or 10 miles there's this magnificent public garden. So that's what we're trying to do, is just get the word out.
And you can really escape from things. I try to go a lot. I mean, and it can de-stress yourself. And then, of course, like you said, you can get ideas for your backyard too, and maybe do some growing of your own. Now, where can viewers go for more information?
The best place to go is nationalpublicgardensday.org to find a list of the public gardens in their area. And that's what I would suggest they do.
Do you have one just tip that everyone should know? One good general tip for gardening?
Yeah, start small. Instead of creating one large garden, even if you have a large property, create a series of small gardens so you can focus on working just in one little area at a time. You'll get a better sense of accomplishment as a result, and you won't feel so overwhelmed.
Okay, thank you so much. So many good tips, Paul. Start small and get the mulch. I think we got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, if you are feeling down and out, we may know why. The docs from Red River Health and Wellness coming up next. Stick around.